7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Greetings, everybody. Happy New Year. Hope you had a wonderful holiday and your New Year's off to a good start. This is your PR princess, your timeless elite, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me, on this first AEW Dynamite of 2026 and Timeless Elite Wednesday with you. Right before I got up on here, we did have a little bit of breaking news that we got on socials from AEW, where apparently, and this kind of started at Collision over the weekend, that there's been a bounty hunt for JetSpeed and they got taken out surprisingly. And we saw Ricochet and the Don Callis family because, shockingly enough, Jack Perry was supposed to team with JetSpeed to take on members of the Don Callis family. So it's going to be very interesting on the dynamics because I don't know who's going to team up with Jack Perry, but we shall see on that. Actually, no, not the Don Callis family. The Demand, they were going to face off. I had to correct myself in that. The Demand was originally supposed to face off against JetSpeed, and Jack Perry. But we're going to see who Jack Perry is going to find his partners because we know Luchasaurus is out. Obviously, of course, JetSpeed got bamboozled. So lots happening tonight. As I mentioned, if you saw my preview, we have a lot to cover from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And if you didn't find out, good old JR Jim Ross will be joining commentary tonight. So I am super excited for him to come back. I know he had to deal with health issues, but I'm very excited to spend the next 2 hours with me because even though Revolution is 2 months away, we still got a lot of pit stops to go before we get to Los Angeles. Obviously, of course, next week, we do have Maximum Carnage next week in Phoenix, Arizona, but we do have some matches happening, as I mentioned. We also have MJF making an appearance right before his match against Bandido next week. Bandido will be facing off against Sammy Guevara. We're also going to have the celebration of Willow Nightingale, who won the TBS title. Oh, here we go. Justin Roberts, the Yapper Dapper, putting the introduction to good old JR Jim Ross. And as he should have a good introduction and seeing the sign Slobber Knocker, welcome home, JR, as he should. And also, last week was his birthday. He was 73 years old. So sending congratulations to him. Like I said, I know he's been battling through a lot of health issues. And obviously losing his wife, that was also took another toll on him. But it's great to see him back. I'm very happy. But as I mentioned, MJF's going to make an appearance. We're going to see Bandido versus Sammy Guevara. We're also going to have the anticipated Lights Out tag team match. Swerve, Strickland, and Hangman Adam Page taking on the Opps Hook and Powerhouse Hobbs. Obviously, I can't forget my lady of the hour, Timeless Toni Storm, taking on the Death Riders, Marina, Shafir. And as I mentioned, we're going to see the celebration of Willow Nightingale because she won the TBS title last week. So super excited. Lots of stuff happening. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this first Dynamite of 2026 because I know it's been a very interesting week of wrestling. I mean, obviously, of course, people had mixed feelings on Monday Night Raw. Last night we had NXT. But as I mentioned, I was telling about this earlier. The lovely Miss Renee Paquette putting the news earlier regarding JetSpeed as they got surprisingly ambushed because they had a bounty against them. So we still don't know who did it, but of course, I would not be shocked if it was either the Demand attacked them or members of the Don Callis family. But it's going to be very interesting on what they're going to do with Jack Perry. Very interesting. But get ready because you're going to spend the next 2 hours with me. We have a lot to handle. And I'm just very excited to spend some time with all of you. Also, feel free to put in the chat on where you guys from, everywhere else, because we just have a lot to cover. And I'm excited to spend time with you guys. And that creep Don Callis. Oh my. Don Callis. And shockingly enough, when I saw the video, it looked like Jake something from TNA. So I had to put it in there because somebody posted it on socials. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't know who's going to be his partners, but we shall anticipate, because as I mentioned, the Young Bucks are supposed to be taking a break. Kenny Omega has his sights on the AEW World Heavyweight title. So, oh my, lots of stuff happening. I'm very curious what they're going to kick off with AEW Dynamite, because I feel like they're going to probably kick it off. Oh, so they're not wasting any time. They're going to kick it off with the AEW Continental Championship Eliminator match between Jon Moxley and Shelton Benjamin. We now know from MVP socials he will be joining the commentary desk. Just a friendly reminder regarding the these title eliminator matches. I know Jon Moxley had one last week. Everybody's been from ringside. 20-minute time limit. Still going to stick with the Continental Classic rules. Obviously, of course, Marina Shafir is accompanying Jon Moxley to help him out. And as I mentioned, she will be in action later on tonight to take on my lady of the hour, the multi-time AEW Women's Champion, Timeless Toni Storm. But here comes Mr. Jon Moxley coming into the fray. And he is the AEW Continental Classic champion. And I think this is going to be very interesting for him to be champion, because he really is going to bring out a lot of competition. It's nothing against Okada, but like Okada only had a few matches, but it was like you just gave him the belt just because as a consolation prize. And I think with Jon Moxley, I think he really wants the best of the best when he's Continental Classic champion. That's why he did what he did last week against Josh Alexander. Obviously tonight he's going up against Shelton Benjamin, because Shelton Benjamin wants the Continental Classic championship. But it's going to be very interesting how this is going to play out. And it's going to be interesting within the Death Riders, because Jon Moxley's babyface, but everybody in the Death Riders is heel. And also on top of that, we did hear from Darby Allin over the weekend where he beat Wheeler Yuta because he wants to make his peace and destroy the Death Riders before he goes for AEW Gold. And the only person he has to face off is Pac. So lots of elements happening. I'm very excited for this match to happen. It's going to be a banger of a match. As I mentioned, Jon Moxley taking on Shelton Benjamin. And as you know, Bobby Lashley is out with an injury. We still don't know the returnable time frame of it. And there's Miss Renee doing her corner broadcasting, talking about Jon Moxley. And I know she gets very giddy when she talks about her husband. She gets very, very giddy. I know she can't show it on screen, but off screen, I know she's very giddy. But here comes Shelton Benjamin, accompanied by MVP. And also, definitely a round of applause, because everybody's saying, we hurt people. We hurt people. Which it's really crazy that it's gotten so over. And I think people do respect Shelton Benjamin for what he's done in the wrestling side for many years, even since he came into the professional wrestling space. A lot of people have appreciated him. They respected him, his wrestling craft, and everything that he's done all over the world. So this is going to be a fun match. And feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning this match. Do you have Jon Moxley pulling off a win? Or do you have Shelton Benjamin pulling off a win? Because this is a really tough match. And I know last week I didn't want Jon to lose because he faced off against Josh Alexander. But this is going to be a very interesting test for Jon Moxley. But he told every person that he's going to face to bring their A game. And I'm very excited on how this is going to play out. And as I mentioned, MVP's doing commentary with JR. And here we go. Stare down with each other. But Shelton Benjamin's putting out his hand. Putting out his hand of respect, wants to shake his hand before the match. Is John Moxley gonna? Oh, well, typical John Moxley. He's like, no, I'm not doing it. I want to fight. But Shelton's like, okay, here we go. Let's see. Ooh, that was a nice move by Shelton. I'm not gonna lie. I just can't believe Shelton Benjamin is 50 years old. And he still looks like that. And that's what you do when you take care of yourself and your body. Oh, John Moxley putting on submission hold this early, but Shelton Benjamin broke it off. And Shelton looks like he's going to put submission hold, but blocked by John Moxley. Both of them took like blows from each other, but like neither did flinch. Like, oh, okay. They didn't flinch. But also, like I said, I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday, a wonderful new year. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. And hopefully your new year has been good. I know earlier today there was a lot that happened in Minnesota, but your Timeless Elite is here to give you a little positivity and entertainment with all of you. With everything that's happened earlier today, it's always good when we come into a world of wrestling. And we are very excited to have this good old match between John Moxley, Shelton Benjamin. John Moxley, typical. Ooh, nice German suplex by Shelton Benjamin. That's very impressive. Hey, Jeff Metterling. And yeah, you're the first person to appear in the chat tonight. And that's a good thing. And it is a good opening match, as I mentioned. It's Shelton Benjamin, John Moxley, a title eliminator match for the AEW Continental Classic Championship. And it pretty much has been even. Shelton and John, it's been pretty much even. John trying to do a chop, but Shelton's like, I'm not flinching. Oh man, that was a slap heard around the world. And John Moxley's face said it all. And it's very interesting. As I mentioned, MVP is doing commentary tonight, but also we have the return of good old JR Jim Ross. So it's very interesting to see how both of them are on the same commentary desk. And Shelton Benjamin got thrown over the top rope. Standing ovation for John Moxley by the fans in Oklahoma. John Moxley putting up the blows, but feel free to put in the chat. Yeah, I know, Jeff Metterling. It's so awesome that Jim Ross made his return tonight to call the action, obviously in Oklahoma. But like I said, Jeff Metterling, Phil, and everybody else that's joining in the chat, feel free to put in, who do you guys got winning? Do you have John Moxley? This is his second title eliminator match, or do you have Shelton Benjamin pulling off the ultimate upset because he is gunning for AEW gold? Oh my goodness. Shelton Benjamin threw John Moxley over the barricade into the crowds. And then they're fighting through the crowds. My goodness. That's the one thing I can't stand when I go to live wrestling shows. I don't like it when people have their phones out like this, because you're right there and you need to be in the moment. And plus you're on live TV. I just really, that's one of my biggest pet peeves when I go out to wrestling shows. I can't stand it when people put their phones out just like that. It's like, be in the moment, and you're also on live TV. But Shelton Benjamin's putting blows on John Moxley and going right through the crowd. Just a friendly reminder, this is 20-minute time limit. So it's gonna Continental Classic rules apply. 20-minute time limit. Everybody is banned from ringside. Oh my goodness. Both of these guys are going through the fans. John Moxley is getting the upper hand here. John Moxley threw the chair on the floor. Here comes. Ooh, that was a nice move by Shelton. That was a very nice move. Oof. Shelton Benjamin's getting upper hand here with Mox. German suplex outside the ring onto the mat by Shelton Benjamin. Oh my. And it's pretty much going to be up to blows. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if this match ended in a draw. That would be very interesting. But John Moxley got the upper hand. He pushed Shelton Benjamin to the steel steps, mostly on his arm. And the referee is already making the 10 count. But Shelton made it back to the ring. John Moxley putting in the submission hold onto that arm. Ooh, double clothesline. Both men are down. I mean, that if that's how you want to start off 2026, you start out with a banger of a match. And even though it's in picture, the match is still going live. And I saw the commercial for AEW Collision. Friendly reminder regarding Collision, because throughout the whole month of January, they're doing a residency in Arlington, Texas. So if you live in the Arlington, Texas area and you've never been to a live wrestling show, now's the chance of your opportunity, because AEW Collision will be there throughout the month of January. And that's a really good opportunity as well, because it's always fun to go to live shows. It's very, very fun. But yeah, it's between this match. And also, if you're joining with me, this is your Timeless Elite, your PR Princess, Stone Cold Courtney, with you on Timeless Elite Wednesdays on the first AEW Dynamite of 2026. And we are kicking off hot. We have John Moxley taking on Shelton Benjamin in a title eliminator match for the AEW Continental Championship. All the rules for the Continental Classic apply. 20-minute time limit. Everybody's banned from ringside. Obviously, we know MVP is doing commentary, but also we get to see the return of good old JR Jim Ross, as he will be guest commentating for tonight's episode. Always good to see him. Last week, it was his birthday, 73 years old, and know he was facing a lot of health issues, but always good to see JR back in the game. And also feel free to put in the chat. I know people don't like to make resolutions, but very curious on, do you have any goals? Do you have any plans that you want to set for 2026? Just any type of goal, no matter how big or how small. What is the one thing you would like to accomplish for 2026? Yeah, this match has like been pretty much even from the start. I'm laughing at John Moxley's reaction because he thought he was gonna win by a count out, but I don't think Shelton Benjamin's gonna let that slide. It wants to be a good, clean fight. And we're back live with AEW Dynamite with Jon Moxley taking on Shelton Benjamin in a title eliminator match for the AEW Continental Championship. Oof. Nice athleticism by Shelton Benjamin. Oh my God. Whew, that was a Spanish fly over the top rope. Both men are down. I'm laughing at MVP because he said, that's the standard. That's the standard of excellence. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. He's always been called that. Well, when he was in WWE, he was called the gold standard. But happy he's called the standard of excellence. MVP. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, typical heel tactic by Jon Moxley. Thumb to the eye to Shelton Benjamin. But Shelton Benjamin wants to end this match here. I just would not be shocked if this ended in a draw. Oof. Jon Moxley escapes. Jon Moxley trying to put a submission hold onto Shelton. Oh, he was supposed to go for the Integuri, but it looked like it was, I don't want to say botched, but it looked like it was missed. Or Mox probably flinched. Yeah, no cover made. Just both men are laid out. So, yes, this is pretty much even. Jeff Merlin, I've been watching JR. Oh, nice. That's awesome that you've been watching JR in the 80s. Obviously, of course, NWA. Worked with many, many things. And yes, he is a Hall of Famer. And he paved the way for many, many people. Him, Gordon Soley, so many other people. And also, you got to include Tony Schiavone. Got to include Tony Schiavone in that mix. German suplex onto Jon Moxley. Another German suplex. I'm sorry. I'm like, I chuckled a bit during MVP's commentary when after Shelton Benjamin gave 2 German suplexes to Jon Moxley. I did chuckle for a bit. German suplex again. And another German suplex. I wouldn't be shocked if the fan said one more time. I would not be shocked at all. Quick kick out by Moxley. And hopefully we do have some of the roster back because I know they did a lot of traveling over in Japan over the weekend to witness Tanahashi's final match, which we will talk about throughout the 2-hour program because Wrestle Kingdom happened over the weekend. So we will talk about Tanahashi's retirement throughout the show. But this match, I'm sorry, Jon Moxley slapped Shelton Benjamin in the face. Shelton Benjamin returned with a kick to the face. Ooh, that was a nice move by Jon Moxley. Kick out by Shelton. I'm very curious how many minutes have went by. And Jon Moxley, he was holding his neck. And the fans are chanting. The fans are chanting, this is awesome. This is awesome. John Moxley's putting those punches on the Shelton Benjamin and one of the turnbuckles. It's funny, like, he's supposed to turn babyface, but he's still showing heel tactics, so I don't know. Ooh, powerbomb by Shelton. Kick out by John. And it looks like Shelton, he's going to put a submission hold on to Moxley. Lord, I hope John Moxley does not tap. It's bad enough he got tapped 4 times last year. Once to Darby Allin. Once to Hangman out of Page. Twice to Kyle O'Reilly. And he reached it on the bottom rope. Shelton Benjamin has to break the submission hold. And what's... Shelton Benjamin throwing him over the top rope. What's Moxley doing here? Oh, he leaped between the ropes. And the fans are really bringing the energy to Oklahoma. It's the first Dynamite of 2026. Got to bring that energy. And you got to look at the replay again. He just zooped right between the ropes. John Moxley, it looks like if you look underneath his nose, it's a little busted open. It's not too busted open, but a little bloody. Oh, wow. Both men are down. Kick out by Moxley. I think you could tell MVP's a little nervous with the way he's talking. Just a tad bit nervous. A little bit nervous. What are they going to do right here? John Moxley throwing punches. Oh, miss. Kick on the knee that's been aggravating John last week. 1, 2. Kick out by Moxley. All right, Shelton Benjamin. He wants to seal this match. John Moxley's trying to get up, but nope. He blocked the kick by Shelton. DDT. Kick out by Mox. Very rarely people ever kick out of that DDT, but John Moxley trying to put a submission hold. He's trying to put the same submission hold in. He's trying to put the same submission hold that he did with Kyle Fletcher and last week with Josh Alexander. But Shelton Benjamin looks like he's breaking it. And hi, Eddie Foster. Oh, favorite timeless love bomb. Oh, I saw what you did there. I'm doing pretty good. I hope you had a wonderful holiday, a wonderful new year, because we're in the first AEW Dynamite of 2026, and we're kicking off with a banger of a match between John Moxley and Shelton Benjamin. Kick out by John Moxley in a title eliminator match for the AEW Continental Championship match. But Shelton looks like he's put in submission hold. God, if John taps out on this, OMG. 3. Man, John Moxley got away with that. He got the pin. Wow. I know MVP is very devastated because you can tell by his reaction. But yeah, your winner, John Moxley, got the pin. And of course, he's still holding on to that knee that aggravated him since the start of the Continental Classic. But yeah, Jon Moxley, he's a winner. Very curious on where this is going to go with him, because I know he wants to bring out the best in people. Oh, 9 minutes and 55 seconds it was left. Jon Moxley in the ring. Oh, now he wants to put out his hand for a handshake. Well, they shook hands out of respect. Very curious on what they're going to do, because I think with Jon Moxley with this title that he's really going to bring out the best in a lot of stars in AEW. Very curious who's going to be the next one to do it, because he faced off against Josh Alexander. He faced off against Shelton Benjamin. Very curious on who's going to be the next person in line. Very, very curious, but we'll see where this goes, because I know he's showing babyface, but the Death Riders are showing heel, so we'll see how that dynamic goes. But as I mentioned, the Ring of Honor World Champion Bandido will be in action against Sammy Guevara. Obviously, of course, we're going to hear from MJF, the reigning AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And next week, obviously, of course, is Maximum Carnage at Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to have MJF take on Bandido for the AEW World Heavyweight title. And this is the first time we're going to see singles gold. But, before we get into that, here is Mr. Darby Allin. Darby is looking for Pac. He got through Wheeler Yuta. Darby Allin, God bless your little soul, sir. And he has his trusty skateboard. Oh, yay. I'm so happy. So, as I mentioned over the weekend, Hiroshi Tanahashi had his retirement match at Wrestle Kingdom over the weekend. He had it off against his familiar foe, Kazuchika Okada. I haven't had the chance to watch Wrestle Kingdom, but I definitely want to watch the entire thing. And I'm happy they did acknowledge this. But the winner of the match was Kazuchika Okada. But it was so nice that a lot of his familiar foes came out. Jay White, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. So awesome to see. But up next, we're going to have the trios match. Originally, it was supposed to be the Demand taking on JetSpeed and Jungle Jack Perry. But unfortunately, before we got in the air with AEW Dynamite, JetSpeed unfortunately got attacked because there is a bounty put out for them. So they are not medically cleared. I don't know who Jack Perry's tag team partners are going to be, because now we know his tag team partner, Luchasaurus, is out with an injury. And then you have Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey out. So I don't even know who's going to be Jack Perry's partners, because Kenny Omega has his focus on the AEW World Heavyweight title. We know the Young Bucks are on break. Don't know when they're going to come back. So I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, because this is very interesting. And I would not be shocked if it was on a tag team or some wrestlers we haven't seen in a while. I don't know. Feel free to put in the channel who you guys think will team up with Jungle Jack Perry. Because I can't think of any. I really can't think of anybody else. But it's on commercials right now. We've taken our first commercial break of 2026 for AEW Dynamite, and do want to thank everybody for spending time with me, because this is really fun. You get to spend 2 hours with me, and also just getting through all these commercials in a way, and just getting ready for the next match. But since we're on commercial, and since we're waiting for AEW Dynamite to come back, I definitely want to introduce a initiative that Women's Wrestling Talk is doing and could use everybody's support in. It's the Women's Wrestling Archive, where we keep all the history that we have of women's wrestling throughout the years. And feel free to support this cool initiative by Women's Wrestling Talk.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's gonna pave the way for all women's wrestling. Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Every little bit helps on supporting the Women's Wrestling Archive. And shockingly enough, we came back where we had that promo on last week between MJF and Kenny Omega. As I mentioned, Kenny is also after AEW Gold as well. And Eddie Foster, thank you for checking in, because I had to do a close second, because when I saw it was Jake something from TNA, I was like, oh my, because I thought he would stay in TNA, but it's very interesting he's in AEW. And we also found out, breaking news, not only we're going to have MJF and Bandido next week, we're also going to see the return of Kenny Omega next week. And I can tell you, Phoenix, Arizona is going to get hot, hot, hot. We, as I mentioned, we know Kenny Omega is gunning for the AEW World Heavyweight title, along with many other people. It's going to be a very interesting road. It's going to be a very interesting road on how this is going to play out between now and Wembley Stadium in the summer. And especially for the men's Owen Hart Cup tournament, because there are so many avenues that they could work with. Obviously, of course, like they have Hangman, Swerve, Kenny. Will Ospreay supposed to come back sometime this year? Depending on his injury, hopefully we get to see Bobby Lashley compete. I hope so too. I hope so too, Jeff Mertling. I mean, I don't know. I can't figure it out in my head. But the Demand's in the ring. We have a trios match. We have the Demand, and here comes Jungle Jack Perry. We'll see who he has, because like I said, Luchasaurus, his original partner's out with an injury. JetSpeed is out. So who did... Because like I said, I would not be shocked if it's the Young Bucks, because they took a break. But who did Jungle Jack Perry get? Who did he get? Oh my God. Oh my God. Is that from like their earlier years in the Young Bucks? And I'm just saying that too. Well, I mean, that doesn't surprise me in a way, because, you know, they were in the Elite together. So it's very interesting to see. And it kind of makes sense too, since Ricochet is technically aligned with the Don Callis family. So it makes a lot of sense. It's just very interesting seeing their gear from when they were babies. But yeah, it's the Young Bucks. Jeff Merrily, you have a love-hate relationship. Actually, it's nothing against them, like wrestling-wise, because obviously, wrestling-wise, they have the athleticism, the Young Bucks, and everything else. I think the problem with me is kind of like the flamboyant attitude, where they kind of, their egos get the best of them, and sometimes it can be bad. But you can't, I mean, like them or hate them, you can't deny their athleticism. And they do put on some good banger of matches. Oh my God, Ricochet's wearing a cowboy hat. And there's a reason why the Young Bucks are 3-time AEW Tag Team Champions. And also the quote-unquote, but I still think they're still, nice moonsault by Jack Perry. They may be 3-time AEW Tag Team Champions, but they're still shitty EVPs. That's why I call them that. Jack Perry taking out Ricochet. And here we go. We do have a trios match. So we have The Demand, Ricochet and the Gates of Agony taking on Jack Perry and the returning Young Bucks. Ooh, that was a very interesting move. I mean, it's always nice to see the back, but don't try too hard as baby faces. Don't try too hard. Well, yeah, they're cheering. I know this is like the first time, because I know before they booed him. JR is right. They do have a fan base going back to when they first started. When they first started with wrestling. They do have a cult following of a fan base. If you looked at everything from like Ring of Honor to New Japan to TNA, pretty much every single major wrestling promotion except WWE. Well, Jeff Meddling, to be fair, WWE does have some talent and wrestling. But this is where AEW kind of falters a bit. It's just a storytelling that kind of throws me off a bit. But you can't deny WWE because they do have some good wrestlers on there. And they do put on banger of a matches. I will say, because I watched SmackDown last Friday and it was pretty good. But I think the one thing is just creating good storylines for AEW. It's just providing consistency and also ensuring that they're ready to go. So quick kick out by Ricochet. Jack Perry slapping the baldness out of Ricochet. I just love it when people smack his baldness, and as they should, because he can be a little annoying, which works in his character as a heel. Bishop Kong trying to distract Jack Perry. The Gates of Agony are trying to put in for Jack Perry. Oh boy, Bishop Kong. He's putting on ruthless punishment onto Jack Perry on the barricade. Tyo Leona just threw Jack Perry onto the timekeeper's table. Well, you have to have a match that can follow up with some hype, but even though it's a picture-in-picture, the match is still going on live, but thank you all for joining with me. If you're joining this right now, this is the first AEW Dynamite of 2026. We do have a trios match between the Demand, Ricochet, and the Gates of Agony. And originally it was supposed to be JetSpeed and Jack Perry. But earlier in the night, unfortunately, JetSpeed got taken out by a bounty they have on them. So they were not medically cleared. But instead of JetSpeed, Jack Perry has the returning Young Bucks coming back. So it has been a good solid match so far. Before we went on picture-in-picture, Ricochet and the Gates of Agony did put a beating on Jungle Jack Perry, but it looks like he's back in the ring, but taking a lot of beating from Tyo Leona and Bishop Kong. Well, that is true. I'm not disagreeing with you, Jeff Mitterling. Like, wrestling's going to be wrestling. It's just the storytelling of wrestling. But yeah, and it's hard to believe this is our second match. And we're only at 8:43. Where has the time gone? This is what happens when you have so much fun and you talk about wrestling. But just a friendly reminder, next Monday, WWT Live will be back. So me and the rest of my co-hosts will be back with you. And also a friendly reminder, programming alert, Monday Night Raw will be on at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Netflix, since they will be overseas starting next week, leading up to the Royal Rumble in Saudi. So it's going to be a lot of weird times. Avoid spoilers. Do not give any spoilers, because here at WWT, we do not like spoilers at all, because we will block you. Seriously, like, we will block you if you give spoilers away. So just a few programming alert. As I mentioned, throughout the whole month of January, AEW Collision will be having residency at Arlington, Texas. Also next Monday, but next Thursday, don't forget, TNA will be making their debut on AMC. And we already know it's going to be Mike Santana taking on Frankie Kazarian for the TNA World Heavyweight title. So get on that. But switching gears from TNA to AEW, we are back live with the trios match. We have the Demand taking on Jack Perry and the Young Bucks, returning Young Bucks. Jack Perry's making the tag. He made the tag. It's going to be very curious on how this is going to go. Because I know at one point they all teamed together as the reformed Elite. Young Bucks, Jack Perry, and Okada. It's going to be very interesting how this is going to play out. It's just the one thing I don't want. I don't need to see a Young Bucks and FTR trilogy match. I just really, really don't. I'm being very honest. I don't want to see it. I've already seen it before. I don't need to see it again. That's all I ask, because the Young Bucks are already 3-time AEW Tag Team Champions. They don't need the belts. I would be okay if they were in other storylines. But Super Kick? And that was a very interesting move. And it reminded me a lot of the Hardys. Which, by the way, that was one of the biggest influence on why they got into wrestling, was the Hardys. And you can see why the Hardys are one of the GOATs and most influential tag teams in wrestling. Because if it wasn't for the Hardys, you would have not got tag teams like the Young Bucks, Private Party, Fraxium, along with many others. And also, you got to show love to the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, and many other tag teams that paved the way before that. Nice move by Jack Perry. Double team. That's why they're through former tag team champions, the Young Bucks. Quick kick out by Ricochet. There's a reason why the Young Bucks are tag team champions, because of the synergy and the talent that they have. Like them or hate them, you can't deny their wrestling ability. You really can't. I'm gonna end this here, but Ricochet, nice counter. Very curious what Taya Leona is gonna do here. Oh my God, look at the power of Taya Leona. All three men on his shoulders. Wow, that was that was a drop right there. Oh, I'm laughing at JR. Yeah, the fan, and by the fans' reaction, yeah, I would be that way too, and very shocked. Let's see. Bishop Kong and Jack Perry on the top rope. What are they going to do here? Suplex? Ooh, nice move by Bishop Kong. Ricochet. 450 splash! Quick kick out by Jack Perry. I'm not gonna lie, that was a killer 450 splash that Ricochet just did, and they just showed the replay on it. That's insanity. Counter by Jack Perry. Ooh, nice counter by Jack Perry. That was actually an impressive move that he just did. Bishop Kong in the ring. Super kick. You get a super kick. You get a super kick. Poor Jack Perry. He's trying to beat up on Ty Leona, but he ain't helping. Ooh, nice double team by the Gates of Agony. That has to be it. Young Bucks made the save. Oh, Ty Leona hurt his hand on the ring post. Metal ring post, and that has to hurt. Ricochet wants to end this thing. Nope. Ooh, nice counter by Jack Perry. Double super kick by the Young Bucks. Super kick again. Another super kick. 3 super kicks on the Ty Leona. Oh my. They're trying to end this thing right here. Yeah, that was Nick. That was Nick. Well, they can't say EVP trigger. Oh, man. That's it. 1, 2. And he pinned Ricochet again! This is the second time he pinned Ricochet, and your winners is Jungle Jack Perry and the Young Bucks. Well, it looks like Jack Perry is making a statement for the AEW National Championship because this is the second time he's pinned Ricochet. Oh my. Wow. Well, the Young Bucks made their return. Gonna be very curious on where this is gonna go from here. Yeah, Eddie. Jungle Jack Perry wants that title very, very badly. When are we going to get it? I don't know. And we do see members of the Don Callis family. Mark Davis, I still can't believe that is Jake something. I really thought he was going to stick around in TNA, but here he is. And we see the Demand. And this is actually pretty cool to see the Demand aligning with the Don Callis family because we need a lot of strong heels. We need a lot of strong heels. And oh god, that creep Don Callis. Jumping like a little kid, like a little spoiled brat at a candy store. Well, here comes Speedball and Kevin Knight, battered and bruised. Battered and bruised, but they came with weapons. Who turned the lights off? Who turned the lights off? Who turned the lights off? What's up with the TV? Oh no. Is that Andrade? That has to be Andrade. Because it looks like Andrade. Yep. That is Andrade. That is Andrade. Yep, Eddie, it is Andrade. Well, I guess finally the clause is over and he's finally all elite. And I'm not going to lie. It's going to be very interesting to see the Don Callis family because I feel like they're going to be growing a lot stronger and a lot dangerous. Also, with the fact, too, another member from the Don Callis family, Hechicero, will be getting an opportunity this Saturday on Collision against Mark Briscoe for the TNT Championship. Oh, my. And oh, God. That Weasel Stokely, and we have FTR. Oh, my. Do not be shocked if FTR tries to be a part of the Don Callis family. And, well, okay, so now we know the main event is going to be the Lights Out Tag Team match. I mean, I kind of knew that was going to be the main event, but we see Andrade make an appearance, and FTR and that Weasel Stokely. It's going to be very interesting to see how this is going to play out. Do not be shocked if FTR tries to align with the Don Callis family. And also, it's just a matter of time because we're supposed to see Edge and Christian face off against FTR. I don't know when, though, but hopefully it happens by Revolution, maybe? Because we got 2 months before we head to Los Angeles. 2 months before we head to. But it's hard to believe. It's almost 9 o'clock. And I think up next is going to be the celebration for Willow Nightingale for our new TBS champion. I am super, super happy for her. But before we do that, we're just going to take a little quick break because it is on commercial. So make sure to go to the restroom, get your beverage, get everything else ready. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll see you back here shortly. Celebration of our new TBS champion, 2-Belt Willow. I'm so excited. And there is Miss Renee. Human ray of sunshine. I love that intro, Renee. Yay! 2-time Willow. Hopefully her celebration is much better than the first one she had, because she had that Weasel Stokely and not much. But here is her one half of the AEW Women's Tag Team, Harley Cameron. And we do see the AEW Women's Champion, Chris Statlander. And obviously, of course, we're showing what happened last week at New Year's Smash. If you were on the watch along with me, I was so excited to see Willow Nightingale be a two-time TBS champion. Very excited for that. She finally got her title back. Yay! And she reconciled with Chris Statlander. I'm happy to see our women's champion at the fray, but I need a but hold on. Let's hear what Renee has to say. And of course the lights messed up, but Willow's okay. She is so amazing. The spotlight is on her. Put that spotlight on her. Her tag team partner. What happened to Base of Wrath? Don't forget to call Cosmic Killer. Well, happy to see her and Statlander back together. I wouldn't be surprised if Mercedes came out. That would be very interesting if she did come out. Mm-hmm. She called out Mercedes. I didn't think Mercedes. Well, I mean, I kind of do, but I didn't think she was calling that bad. But there she is. I'm very curious on where this is going to go with Mercedes. Like, I want to see how this flows. But there she is. But she has her other belts. Don't feel so deflated. Is she wearing a veil similar to what Chelsea Green did? I will say, the acting on this is pretty good. Kind of reminds me of like when Chelsea Green lost her U.S. women's title. And also, you remember when the New Day had a grievance over losing their tag team gold? Very curious on what Mercedes has to say. But I'm happy she showed up. I wouldn't mind seeing a story between these two. Like, run it back. Well. I just love how she's giving her flattery. That is true. She had an amazing 2025. gave credit where it's due. She gave credit to Mercedes. All thanks to her. See, come on, Mercedes. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, at least let's hear what she has to say. Oh man, well, and Chris Statlander has the cake. What are they gonna do here? Oh my God! That's the second time she ate cake. That's the second time she had cake. First it was when Harley had Mini Monet. Uh-oh. Oh man. Have your cake and eat it too, girlfriend. I will say this makes up for the first celebration Willow had when she was TBS champion. All's well that ends well. Well, okay. Well, have your cake and eat it too. But congratulations to Willow Nightingale. Congratulations to everything. Celebration. Oh, look at Renee. She's down. She's doing the conga line. It's a shame we don't have the rest of the conglomeration out. Because I would have loved to see Orange and Mark and Roddy come in. But I'm very curious on where this is going to go. Because I feel like there's a lot of story to tell between Willow and Mercedes. Same thing with Chris Statlander, because I know she is the reigning AEW Women's Champion. And I would love for her, because I've been pushing for the last couple months. I really want her to have I really want AEW to have a really good, legit storyline in the women's division. Same way they did with Toni Storm, Mariah May. I would love to see Chris Statlander have that. Oh, and we're going to hear from Mark Briscoe. Mark Henry trying to do Hechicero's trademark. Reign and defend is the phrase of the day of the day, courtesy of Mark Briscoe. But yeah, this Saturday on Collision, it will be for the TNT Championship. Hechicero taking on Mark Briscoe. And hi, Hassan, USA Network Gamer. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday. And you get to hang with me. It's been a fun show, and it's after 9 o'clock. Oh, and we're going to hear from the Triangle of Madness. Well, it looks like next week we're going to have a trios match. We're going to have the Babes of Wrath and Chris Statlander taking on the Triangle of Madness in a trios match. And also with the fact, too, Tekla has been eyeing the AEW Women's Championship even before Chris Statlander faced off against Jamie Hayter. There's going to be a lot to say. And I think it's going to lead a few steps closer where we do get a one-on-one match between Tekla and Chris Statlander. I know I've said Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander can tell a story, but let's see how it works with Tekla and Chris Statlander, because she's the next gal in line, and I think they could really definitely tell a story. And with the fact, too, everything could cross paths, because Sky Blue and Julia Hart have history with Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale, so there's going to be a lot of intertwines and going back. But anyways, as we're switching gears, Sammy Guevara. It's been a while since we saw him on AEW Dynamite. Sammy Guevara taking on the reigning Ring of Honor World Champion Bandido. I mean, it's nice to see him back on Dynamite. We're just waiting on his opponent. And also Jeff Metterling. Toni Storm is wrestling, but not now. It's Sammy Guevara versus Bandido. And there he is. And I still think of him as the wrestling version of Zorro. He's showing the ring that he won in that Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. Hey, Jeffrey, thank you for joining on the party of Timeless Elite Wednesday. You're just in time to see a good match between two of AEW's luchadors. Sammy Guevara, who God knows we haven't seen in AEW Dynamite. I know, Jeff, hold on. My lady of the hour, Toni Storm, will be on. You got to be patient. But right now, we got to see two of AEW's luchadors, Sammy Guevara, who God knows we haven't seen in forever on Dynamite, taking on the most wanted, Bandido. And look, Bandido putting out his hand to shake. Stand to shake. Typical Sammy Guevara gave him the finger. Wow, that's really interesting to say. Bandido putting out the guns. But here we go. Jeffrey's like, I just wish it's a tragedy of Mercedes. It's not. Oh, Jeffrey, Mercedes is going to be fine. This is the second time she's eaten cake. Mercedes is going to be okay. I mean, there's no pressure. She's going to be fine. She had a great 2025. She had a great 2025, but there's still a lot of story to tell between Willow and Mercedes. And plus, Mercedes is on to bigger and better things. It's just funny, this is the second time she ate cake. But switching gears, we have Sammy Guevara taking on Bandido. But feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got. Do you guys have Sammy Guevara or do you have Bandido going in it? And question, has Sky Blue always had that? Jeffrey, that's an interesting question. I believe she did have that for a while. Even when she was wrestling. I think she had that for a while ever since she joined with Julia Hart. She aligned herself with that. That's an interesting question. But Sammy Guevara, I will say Sammy Guevara does work good as a heel. I'm not going to lie. I can't take him seriously as a babyface. And He's talking true. What is he saying to JR? If you saw what happened on Collision over the weekend, Sammy Guevara, apparently, he's trying to put redemption because he already lost his tag team partner, Rouge, and Bandido beat the Beast. Ooh. Oh, I thought Bandido was going to go for a move. Ooh, a kick to the head onto Sammy. There's a reason why Bandido is called the most wanted. He just spat in Bandido's face. DDT. Sammy Guevara. Doing his signature pose on the announcer's desk. And this match is in picture, but the match is still going live. I'm still... See... I can't go wrong. Sammy works well as a heel anyway. He does work well. Jeffrey, we're signing a petition for Mercedes. Jeffrey, you know what? Maybe you instead could team up and create the petition so she never has to eat cake. I'm pretty sure she did like the cake off camera. I'm pretty sure she likes cake. Well, it's a tip. Let's make this clear. If she does do it meet and greet or anything else, just don't bring her any cake. Just don't bring her any cake or somewhat similar of a cake. We'll do with that. I miss Bobby Cruz introducing. Oh, yeah, it's okay, Jeff. But like I said, feel free. As I mentioned, we do have Bandido right before his big match against MJF next week. He's facing off against Sammy Guevara, as I mentioned, who God knows we haven't seen in forever in AEW Dynamite, but here we are. But feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning this match. Do you have Bandido or do you have Sammy Guevara pulling off the win? And just a few more things. We now know the main event is going to be the Lights Out tag team match. Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland taking on Hook and Powerhouse Hobbs. Obviously, of course, we have my lady of the hour, Timeless Toni Storm, taking on Marina Shafir, which is going to be a headbanger. And as John Moxley would say, he would not want to be at ringside for this match. So you know it's something. So Jeffrey, he got Bandido. Yeah, I would think Bandido because Bandido, he can build up a lot of momentum heading into his match next week against MJF. So I am picking Bandido, but it's good to see Sammy back on TV. But as I mentioned, we do have the Lights Out tag team match as our main event. Marina Shafir, Toni Storm. And of course, we're going to hear from MJF. I don't know when, but we're going to hear from him ahead of next week. Quick kick out by Bandido. Who's... Jeff Metterlings, and just to let you know, Bandido is the one that's wrestling right now. He's the one that's in the mask, luchador mask, facing off against Sammy Guevara. His name is Bandido. Bandido. Sammy looks weird with the mustache. It reminds me of Dominic when he started. Oh, that's really... Well... I think it's the baby face structure of both Dom and Sammy because they do have like baby face types of structures, and that's kind of crazy. I feel like if Sammy grew out that mustache, he would look like Dom. He would. But we're back live with AEW Dynamite. We have the Ring of Honor World Champion Bandido taking on Sammy Guevara. No, Jeff, that's okay. A lot of people don't, but I keep up with Ring of Honor. And they do have some good matches, by the way. They do have some really good matches, and I had the chance to attend a Ring of Honor pay-per-view event last summer when AEW did their residency in Philadelphia. So it was really, really fun, and definitely check out their pay-per-views, check out their matches. That would be a great match, Dom. See? Battle of the Mustache. That would be a good match. Battle of the Mustache. Sammy Guevara versus Dom. Oh, my God. As I mentioned, going back into this match, it's pretty much been neck and neck with each other. But Sammy, he's trying to fight retribution for his tag team partner, Rouge, who's injured. And Bandido picked up a victory over against the Beast Mortos. But Bandido, who I think of as Zorro, he's been on fire. Ooh, nice move by him. Oh my god, look at the power. He just carried Sammy Guevara. He just carried Sammy. Oh. Sammy Guevara went over. What's Bandido gonna do here? Whoop! He does what he does best. No, it's okay. I mean, like I said, a lot of people don't catch up with Ring of Honor. I try to catch up with it every now and then. But they do put on some good pay-per-views. I did see Final Battle. It was a really good pay-per-view. And the fans are really getting behind Bandido, which is really good. I know in regards to his Ring of Honor championship, Blake Christian of the Swirl is lined up for it. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time of when that's going to happen. Because I know I did see what happened last week on Ring of Honor television on socials, where the Swirl and Jay Lethal ripped off Bandido's mask, and the Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billinger, and Adam Page came out to help. Oh, yeah, definitely, Jeff. Definitely look it up on YouTube. Definitely look it up on their socials. They catch up on their highlights. So, oh, yeah. Note by the announcer, Sammy Guevara has a busted nose already. Ooh, nice move by Sammy. It's just crazy. His nose is so busted open, bloodied, and it's like really getting into his. He does remind me a little bit of Dom with that. Jeffrey. He reminds me a little bit of Dom with that mustache. Oh, nice move by Bandido. Quick kick out. Sammy kicked out. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a pretty good match between these two. Oh, that was a nice move by Sammy. That was a nice move. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I know, Jeffrey. You like, now anytime when I think of Sammy with that mustache, I think of Dom. But it's all good here. We're all good here. We're just having a little fun. Halfway through. It's been a good, solid show so far. I know people had mixed feelings because last Friday, SmackDown was great. But I know people had mixed feelings on Monday Night Raw. Last night we had New Year's Evil. Bandido wants to end this thing. Ooh, nice counter by Sammy. Sammy put out the middle finger. That has to be it. Oh, man. This is pretty much even. Kick out by Bandido. Hi, Short King the Goat. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday. You're actually with me on a banger of a match between two of AEW's top luchador wrestlers. We have the Ring of Honor World Champion Bandido taking on Sammy Guevara. It's been a banger of a match so far between these two guys. And it's right before Bandido's big match against MJF next week for the AEW World Heavyweight title. Nice counter by Bandido. Sammy looks a little scared. Ooh, nice counter by Sammy, but Bandido kick. Ooh, that has to be it. 2, 3, And your winner of this match is Bandido. And I know, Jeffrey, I know people were anticipating a return of the first Monday Night Raw, but I kind of wasn't buying it. And also with the fact, too, just a quick FYI, Chris Jericho's name is still on AEW's website. So he hasn't been, even though his contract ended, he's still on the website. So I don't know. So. Oh, and looky. It's the reigning AEW World Heavyweight Champion, MJF. Very curious on what this guy has to say right before his match next week. Because he is the champ. Let's hear what the champ has to say. And I guess he has somebody accompanying him to the ring. And did he really throw gum at near a fan? Well, hey. Well, thank you, Short King to Go, for subscribing. Well, let's hear what MJF has to say. I'm going to hear what the jerk has to say. He did face off against Mystico last year. He ripped off Mystico's mask. Mystico. Don't do disrespect, Mystico. They love Bandido. Oh my God. And I knew I was going to say a translator. Too good to be true. Oh, Lord. I don't speak Spanish, but I kind of wish I did learn Spanish so I can understand what he's saying. He looks like Tamatanga. That's funny. The guy, Tamatanga. I know Bandito wants to kick him in the head. Oh, boy. Surprise, surprise. Do you really think Bandido is gonna give back your ring? I wouldn't mind Bandido sucker punching him. Does he really think that he's gonna do it? 5-10 years. I'm surprised he didn't say Revolution, because Revolution is in 2 months. That's he halted the translator. Yes, he can. He can speak very good English. Man, Bandido really wants to kick. Typical MJF giving the low blow. Thank God Brody's not out here. And of course, he has his ring back. I know, he don't need a translator for that. Well, he's lucky Brody King ain't out. Because I know Bandino, that's a tag team partner. Oh, MJF hit the translator with that ring. See, don't underestimate Bandino. Bandino kicked MJF in the nuts, and he took back the ring. Good job, Bandito. Good job. Good job. And then he's beating up on the translator. Oh, man. That is funny. And what's Bandito going to do here? That match is going to be a banger next week. And I'm happy. Bandito. There's a reason why they call him the most wanted. And look at that. He's holding the Triple B. And I think this is going to be really good for him because this is his first taste at AEW Singles Gold since he's been here. I think once Bandido drops the Ring of Honor World Championship belt, I could see him segueing into AEW Dynamite because he's already been there on a week-to-week basis. See, MJF, don't underestimate Bandito. I'm looking at all the comments. I only recognize Chip. I'm surprised he didn't say CCC. But damn it. Oh my God, Jeffrey. That would have been hilarious. I know. It felt a little bit weird. And I know they wanted to hit it, but it's going to be a banger of the match. Yeah, that's the only nitpick I have, but it's definitely going to be a banger of a match. I'm very happy Bandito is getting a first taste of AEW Singles Gold. And I think it's going to be really good for him because I do see him being a future champion within AEW. Jeff, be nice. Yes, you get to see my lady of the hour, the woman that got me into AEW, Timeless Toni Storm. She is up next. I can't wait to see Mother Timeless in action. But yeah, so it has been boiling up for the last couple days because, of course, kind of boiled up from Blood and Guts where Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne kind of took out Mina Shirokana. And unfortunately, Toni had to surrender and they ended up picking up the win. But there's been a storyline between the Timeless Love Bombs along with Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne. So it has been boiling up a little bit. Obviously, of course, if you remember Miracle on 34th Street, Marina Shafir took on Mina Shirokana, and Marina got the win, but she did put Mina in a submission hold, and that's where Toni Storm came in, and Marina gave a butt head to Toni, and that's been brewing up for months. And also with the fact too, we have seen Jeff, be nice, be nice. Jeffrey and Jeff, be nice. I may have to call you the two Jeffs. Be nice. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And also with the fact too, the collaboration's been battling the Death Riders, along with Darby Allin, by the way. And it was supposed to be Willow and Marina Shafir. But since Willow, it has the tag team titles with Harley Cameron, that's where you step up with Toni Storm. But in all seriousness, I'm really happy Marina is getting some reps in with Toni Storm, since she's the most over female in the AEW women's division, getting some reps in. And plus, I want to see another side of Toni. I want to see her get some new moves in, some ground moves, maybe some jujitsu. I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind seeing her in some jiu-jitsu moves or submission holds or anything else to really take that in. It's just, I know she's had an interaction with Jeffrey, but I know she's having a thing with Orange Cassidy, my other favorite person, Orange Cassidy. But I need Toni Storm and Darby Allin to cross paths. Oh, there's a promo of Brody King. Oh, nice. Oh, I love that they put the promo on Brody King. Oh, hold on. It's Mother Timeless Toni Storm. It's Mother with Luther. I do want to see another side of Toni Storm. I feel like Marina can bring that out of her, because I want to see her get aggressive, get fearless. But I know she's doing something with Orange Cassidy, but I would like for her and Darby Allin to cross paths a bit. And who steps on glass? But she, hey, it is what it is. But I just need Darby Allin and Toni Storm just to cross paths with each other, because I know they're fighting off against the Death Riders. I just need them to cross paths. Nothing against her and Orange Cassidy, but I need to see that happen. I need to see that happening. But here comes Marina Shafir. Obviously, of course, don't be shocked if she has that little Wheeler Yuta running around, or Daniel Garcia. I mean, I know Marina Shafir can handle on her own 2 feet, but I would not be shocked if that little Wheeler Yuta came in. So, but also with the fact too, earlier tonight we saw Darby Allin come into the arena, and he is hunting for Pac, because before he gets into AEW Gold, he has to go through Pac first. So he is looking for him. He's trying to find a one-on-one. I think they're going to have a match. If it's not going to be on Dynamite, I do have a feeling they're probably going to have a match at Revolution. I know Revolution is too much away, but it can build up to that, up into Revolution. I do love Tony's ring gear. It reminds me of Little Bo Peep. It's a pink. But here we go. We got some ladies. I mean, we've seen a lot of presence with the ladies. Well, here we go. We have Marina Shafir and Toni Storm. I feel like Marina Shafir is definitely going to bring out the aging of Toni Storm. Why haven't TK? Jeffrey, I wish I could tell you that, because that would have made sense. And the hilarious part about it is you would have Mr. Toni Storm on screen. It just would have been funny to see Juice and Toni on screen since they're husband and wife. I feel like there's going to be a lot of physicality with these ladies. It's going to be a lot of physicality. See? Because you don't want Toni Storm to be violent. It would be. See, and Jeffrey, you did mention this on WWT Live. That would be insane. But yeah, it does remind me of Little Bo Peep. She got hips of steel. I'm just so proud of Toni. She's the reason I got into AEW. If you heard my story on how I got into AEW, I met her back in an event 2020. Oh, look, and that little runt wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia are at ringside. Oh my God. Well, Luther has his hands full. I wish he did slap that little runt wheeler Yuta. Well, I have a feeling. Come on, Toni. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully, because I have a feeling we are going to see Darby Allin make an appearance. Because, like I said, he's been roaming around earlier in the night looking for Pac. So hopefully we see Mr. Darby Allin make an appearance. That little runt. Don't worry, Jeff. She's going to get some help. That's where Darby Allin comes into play. Because as I mentioned, Darby Allin, he's been having his eye on Pac. So he has to run through all the Death Riders. So I'm sure we're going to probably see Darby. But yeah, that little runt. I'm surprised that little runt showed his face after losing to Darby Allin on Saturday. But this match is in picture-in-picture. But also with the fact, too, as I mentioned, I met Toni Storm at a meet and greet in 2022 after she got released from WWE. But I think it was like her decision or whatever. So I met her at an event and she didn't have anybody at her meet and greet table. So I went over and I got my autograph and I got my photo and I chatted with her and I gave her a hug. So it was just talking about it. And I told her she's on to bigger and better things. And then we parted ways. And then a few days later, she appeared on AEW. And I've been involved with AEW ever since. So I'm very happy to see her have a lot of success. And she's been in AEW and just really finding her stomping grounds, who she wants to be, what character she wants to bring into the ring. And I just want the same for all the women in the women's division for that character development, because that's something that we have been talking about on WWT for the last couple months. I would love to see that. I would love to see that with not just Toni, but everybody in the women's division. That's why I've been pushing for character development with Chris Statlander, because she is the AEW Women's Championship, really embracing into that cosmic killer sci-fi motivation in a way. Something like that. That's what I'm waiting on. I just need them to watch a lot of sci-fi movies so they understand Chris Statlander's character. Same thing with Jamie Hayter. If you give me an influence of Jim Morrison and the Doors, this is why I need to be in that creative room, because I could make so much good character development. It would just be insane. But Toni, I'm looking at her. Her face is a little red, but she's a little bit of a trooper. I'm looking at everybody's comments on here. It's like crazy. Oh my God, I'm still laughing at that orange juice. Listen, hey, we could possibly have that. We could possibly have that in a way. I'm all in for orange juice. And it would be kind of funny because, like, we've seen Roderick and Marina be on screen because we know they're husband and wife outside. And we already know Juice and Toni Storm are married. But it would be kind of funny how they interacted on screen with each other. That would just be hilarious. Juicy squeeze. Hey, that would really sell. I would not mind. See, if Juice Robinson was not with the Bang Bang Gang, I could see him with Orange. I could see him fitting in with the conglomeration. But we're back live. My lady of the hour, Toni Storm, taking out Marina Shafir. Obviously, of course, we know Luther's at ringside, but of course, we have those two imbeciles of the Death Riders, Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia at ringside. So I could smell a lot of shenanigans coming into place. But also, as I said, Darby Allin, he's in the building. He may be looking for Pac, but he will take down the Death Riders. Marina Shafir trying to do some moves, dance moves. I got another one. Nope. You guys are cracking me up in the chat so much. I'm going to be thinking about this all night. And we have, Jeffrey, we have talked about this on WWT the last couple months. Orange juice. My God. If it's a tag team, that'll be hilarious. But Marina Shafir is putting that on Toni. Hit her on the back. Thought TCM would be putting... Maybe! Oh, hopefully she does a lot of mainstream opportunities. I know, not related to her character. Well, Marina's trying to put in for Orange Cassidy. Oh, boy. There she is, dropkick by Toni. I know Luther wants to do something to those imbeciles outside the ring, but she got the hips, she got the movement. Oh man, shot to the face, kick to the face. That'd be funny if Darby Allin came. Well, I know I've been talking about Darby Allin so much, but he's in the building somewhere. Headbutt. Hey, that little run-wheeler Yuta, what the heck was he doing? Oh, and they rang the bell. Well, I will say this. This is going to be brewing up because I have a feeling this is going to boil over at Revolution. And I know Toni is pissed off. Damn it. I want a one-on-one, damn it. But the damage has already been done. But it would be kind of funny if, well, there comes Mina. Oof, she just, it was just like one kick just like that. She beat up on Mina. And here comes Luther. Where's Luther? When in doubt, always go with the butler. There's Luther. But I did say Darby. Oh! I don't even have my shades on. Well, there's Roderick Strong. There's Roderick. There's Roddy. I wanted to see Darby. I'm pretty sure Darby's somewhere. Well, there he is. There he is, my main squeeze. Freshly squeezed. Orange Cassidy. But I can't believe Roddy. I can't believe Roderick Strong came out. Well, there's Claudio. And I think this is where Darby is going to come in. Because if Pac's somewhere, well, I know Claudio and Roddy, they're going to meet with each other soon, but I think this... Oh, I thought at least we would get to see Darby. Stop it, Jeff! That man wouldn't hurt a fly. Oh, that man wouldn't hurt a fly. And look, he helped out Mina. Hey, you can't... Look at Luther! Oh, you can't help with the man. Who would have thought two of my favorite people being the same thing at the same time? See, orange wouldn't hurt a fly. It's just, if you piss him off in the ring, that's when you do it. Orange Cassidy. You can't go wrong with my main. I mean, you can't go wrong with my main squeeze, Orange Cassidy. Hey, listen. That man would not harm a fly. Just make sure that you don't piss him off in the ring. I'm just saying. Hey, Jeffrey. Leave my guy Orange Cassidy out of this. I mean, he's let him be. Just leave him be. But I feel like this is going to really blow over, probably up to Revolution. And also with the fact, too. Well, Jeff, if you're leaving so soon, we have a main event to happen. We got one more match up next. We got a main event. We have a lights out tag team match. Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page taking on Hook. And Powerhouse Hobbs. We got a lights out main event. Yeah, for the flies. That is true. Orange, he couldn't even hurt a fly. But I'm just saying. Do not piss off Orange Cassidy. It was very interesting seeing Jeff. I know, exactly. I mean, who doesn't want to see my lady of the hour, Toni Storm? But it was very interesting to see both Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong together. But also with the fact too, Claudio is the reigning CMLL World Heavyweight Champion. So Roderick Strong is gunning for that belt. And also with the fact too, his buddy Kyle O'Reilly is hurt. So he's avenging Kyle O'Reilly's injury. It's just a shame. It's just a shame that we didn't see Darby. I'm sorry. It just would have made sense if you would include Darby, because Darby, he's facing off against the... But I think it made sense for both ladies because I feel like there is a lot of dynamics. And also with the fact, too, there are other two main ladies on the conglomeration, Willow and Harley. They got some other business they got to take care of. So I just need Chris Statlander to make amends with Orange Cassidy. I mean, it's not going to be all the best friends, but... Hey, what can I say? Darby probably... That is probably true. That's the one thing I wish. I know, that is true. Darby probably. Like, all you had to do was make Darby an appearance, but I know he's searching for Pac, but it just would have made sense for Darby to come out too. Since, like, technically he wants to destroy the Death Riders, but like you said, Jeffrey, he may hunt them in the back anyway, so. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of animosity between Toni and Marina Shafir. And speaking of Pac, we get to see him interview with the lovely Renee Paquette. Loser. Jeez. Well, I guess Darby's throwing out the fire extinguisher. Hey, man, don't underestimate that man. If he wants a match with you, he wants it. And he doesn't matter what it takes. You can't go wrong with Darby. Man, he really wants to hurt that man's ankle. I guess he did say it. So not only they have to deal with Orange and Roddy, they also have to deal with Darby Allin. Oh my. Jeffrey, just to catch you up with me regarding Chris Statlander, Orange Cassidy. So I don't know if you recall when Chris Statlander turned on Willow Nightingale after she lost the TBS title to Mercedes Moné at Double or Nothing 2024. Apparently, Chris Statlander aligned with that Weasel Stokely, and she turned her back on Willow. She backstabbed Orange Cassidy and the best friends were dissolved. So I'm hoping Chris Statlander makes amends with Orange Cassidy. Yes, I'm waiting. I mean, I know Chris Statlander aligned with Willow, but I'm waiting for the true reunion of her and Orange Cassidy to make up again. Make up and just be somewhat of a best friends. But speaking of that, we have our main event happening in a lights out tag team match. 2/3 of the AEW Trios champions, Hook and the Opps, taking on the unlikely duo of Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. I will say this has been a good, fun, solid night. I am very happy. I know it's very weird. They didn't give them like some hard hitting type of music with the Opps because they're supposed to be dangerous and vicious. It would have been nice if they kind of amped it up a bit. And also with the fact too, they are the reigning trios champions. So yeah. It's gonna be very interesting to see. But yeah, we're just waiting on the tag team. Here comes Hangman Adam Page. Everyone's favorite cowboy. He's somewhere. Oh, he's up on the stand. I kind of do like this in a way that they have the black light on Hangman, and then they're going to do it for Swerve. Did someone give him a beer? I can't believe a fan gave Hangman a beer. That's the best. That's going to be the best night of that man's young life. And then on the left side, it's Swerve. Here comes Swerve Strickland. And I have to admit it, when you listen to his theme song, it's actually pretty good. Here comes Prince Nana, decked out in sparkles. He got that chain. You could tell that man went to the gym when he did some rehab. You could tell. You could tell that man did a lot of workout when he was rehabbing. So, Jeffrey, for me, because since I attended Full Gear live, and that was the first time I ever heard Swerve's new music, because at first I had to listen to it a few times to get a feel for it, and I understand that was like a character arc to Swerve. But then when I found out who actually did do the rap with him, I was like, oh, it was actually Raekwon from the Wu-Tang Clan that helped out, which I did. And even if you watch from Miracle on 34th Street, I mean, obviously everybody in New York was going like bananas with that theme song. And I know Jeffrey, Nana's doing the best he can. I just feel like it needs something. It just needs something of an in a way. I know Nana's doing the best that he can, but I feel like it needs an Just needs an Maybe he could figure it out. But yeah, it's a lights out match. You see all the lights out? And here we go. This is our main event happening. Well, at least the lights didn't. I'm happy the lights stopped flickering because that was annoying me. But I'm happy they didn't dim all the lights. But yeah, here we go. We have a lights out tag team match. Pretty much anything goes. I mean, AEW can't be responsible. But yeah, this is our main event happening. But feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning this. Do you have Swerve and Hangman in the win, or do you have Hook and Powerhouse Hobbs getting the win? Swerve was going to do a move, but Powerhouse Hobbs made the save. Nasty clothesline. Lights out to the Jeffrey, you do have a point there. You do have a point there. Ooh, Swerve made that save. Ooh, man, kick to the face of the Powerhouse Hobbs. My God. Hangman with the chair and the what's he gonna do here? Woo! Took that chair. Man, that was a really nasty one. Oh man, nice move by Hangman. Stand by the lights, guys. Stand by the lights. Oh man. Oh man. I guess they were supposed to go picture in picture, but I guess that didn't happen. But the lights went on, so that's a good thing. Swerve is putting a damage on the hook. Hangman got that chain. Oh man, Powerhouse. Nice move by Swerve. Oh, they probably, yeah, Jeffrey, that could be true. Probably need to see it because it's like you kind of need to see everything in a lights out match. Because I know when Swerve and Hangman met at All Out in a lights out match, the lights did flicker a bit and the lights were kept on during their match. Oh man. Suplex outside the ring. And this is the final commercial break of the night. But this is in picture. So it's going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, the match is still going on. Powerhouse Hobbs putting on it to Hangman. Yeah, I would think, Jeffrey, the stipulation remains because, as I mentioned, when Swerve and Hangman met in their lights out match, even when the lights came back on, all the stipulation was still the same. So either way, yeah, we're seeing. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Powerhouse Hobbs gave a middle finger salute. I know a lot of people, but it's interesting. A lot of people on the roster has been giving a lot of finger salutes. Oh boy, we saw it with Sammy Guevara. Obviously, we saw it with John Moxley. Oh my goodness, it's just like Okada is famous. Yeah, that is true. Okada is famous for his middle finger salute, so that's pretty hilarious. That is pretty hilarious. But yeah, this is our final commercial of the night. But do want to shout out to everybody for joining with me on this weekly, the first AEW Dynamite 2026. Definitely a quick refresher because a lot of people are not, as I mentioned, we're not too happy on Monday Night Raw. NXT had a solid showing last night, but it's it's nice to have a little bit of a cleanser. And it was definitely a good, solid all around and really developed storylines that'll continue because pretty much we're on the road to Revolution. We have an interesting 2 months before we get to Los Angeles. So there is a lot of things I'm going to put out to play. We saw some interesting factors come in. We saw a return of the Young Bucks coming back. Very interesting that FTR came out when Andrade came in, especially with Stokely. I just don't know what's going to happen. I just hope they don't give me. I just don't want to be bored with another FTR and Young Bucks match. I just can't. I just can't sit through it. I'm sorry. I just can't. But it's going to be very interesting. And also with the fact too, FTR is awaiting Edge and Christian to come back soon. We did get to see Willow have the celebration she deserved. Because if you remember the first time she had her celebration, it was interrupted by Mercedes Moné, but obviously she had that weasel Stokely there. So I think 2026 is going to be great for wrestling all around. I mean, you know, I'm not going to like trash it and say that was the worst episode of Raw because I'm like, it was the first episode of 2026. Let's see how some of the episodes go. You know, I mean, SmackDown. Ooh, Hangman went through a table. And also we're back live, by the way, with our main event, the Lights Out Tag Team match. But like I said, Jeffrey, you know, we have Raw, we got SmackDown, we have NXT. Next week, we have TNA. We'll be heading to AMC next Thursday. We already know Mike Santana will be facing off against Frankie Kazarian for the TNA World's Heavyweight title. And also with the fact too, next weekend's Genesis. Next weekend is Genesis. It'll be the second wrestling pay-per-view of 2025. Obviously, we did have the first one with Wrestle Kingdom. And we saw Tanahashi's final match over the weekend. So, but going tag is made. What's it gonna do? Oh Lord, he has a staple. What is up with everybody having these staple guys? I made out a page and putting the staples on poor Hulk's flesh. My God. My goodness. He put that staple gun on the Hook's flesh. And then he's going to do it at the Powerhouse Hobbs. Oh, Lord. But Powerhouse is like, not so fast. Swerve is trying to put Swerve is trying to put staple gun on the Powerhouse Hobbs, but Powerhouse Hobbs is so immune by it. Oh, jeez. See what Hangman did it? Oh my God. I think they just both love staple guns. It's like insanity. Who can forget their Texas Death Match from Full Gear? Nana should have a piece of it too. I mean, technically there is no disqualifications, but Nana should get in on the fun. I never would have thought you gotta be a 10. I know. It's like, how are you not feeling that? And what's that? What is that? Oh my God. That is cinder blocks. Yes, Short King the Goat, it is cinder blocks. Oh my. You recall what happened from All Out between Swerve and Hangman, which that left me flabbergasted. And shout out to Frederick Cole in the chat. Thank you for joining, and you're just in time for the main event. What are they going to do with those cinder blocks? I'm very curious what they're going to do with them. I'm pretty sure wherever Samoa Joe is in the back, he's probably like ripping. He's probably yelling up from the rooftops. And don't be shocked if any of his Opps goons come out to help. But Hook ran out of there fast. Powerhouse Hobbs with a chair. I'm happy Powerhouse Hobbs is getting a lot of TV time. I bet. Oh man, Swerve gave a German suplex to Powerhouse Hobbs, but Powerhouse Hobbs didn't feel a flinch. Oh boy, Powerhouse Hobbs. What's he gonna do? Swerve on those cinder blocks. Wait. Oh, finally we get Nana to come out here. Finally. I've been wanting Nana to get a weapon out for God knows how long. Oh, man. I will say, for a person that doesn't take a lot of bumps, I got to give credit to Prince Nana. You are a champ, sir. Spot. Oh. Oh, my God. Swerve has that chair. Hitting him with the chair. I'm just very curious what they're going to do with those cinder blocks. He hit him with so many chair shots like insanity. Not a rider. Exactly. I mean, hey. He takes so many bumps. He takes it like a champ. What's Hobbs? Look at the power and strength. What's he gonna do here? Oh man, he hit Swerve with those cinder blocks. Hangman made the save. Jeffrey, I'm not gonna lie, that would be a fire match. Oba versus Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm gonna tell you something. Swerve is gonna need more than the ice bath to handle with that bump. And Hook. Oh, look what I say. All these goons are coming out. Yay. And I just said that too. Don't be shocked if you see some of the goons come out. I'm stoked. I know, Jeffrey. I call them goons. Yeah, look at all those goons out. I mean, the ref can't do anything. It's no disqualification, so. We're gonna see I have to see the goons. Well, and I think this is, like I said, it's about the AEW World Heavyweight title. So, obviously, of course, next week, MJF has Bandido, and I swear they weigh less. They weigh less than Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio got some muscles in him. He got some muscle. But look, Hobbs is making both Hangman and Swerve around the necks. And where's Nana? And look at Nana. Nana's like a champ. What's he doing? Oh, was that? Oh yeah, his coffee. I didn't appreciate Hook punching Nana, but he threw some coffee. Well, that's a man. Hey, look, that's a manager for you that would go freaking thin. He threw that coffee right at him. Good job, Nana. And Hangman and Swerve took out the goons. And Hook's beating up Not he threw coffee on. Yeah, he did. That was one of the best. That's one of the best moments. Hook take it out. Nana. Forgot about Paige. Miscommunication right there. Oof, that was a nasty clothesline. I kind of wish they did something else with the cinder blocks. So the cinder blocks are like right there. Spine buster. House call. Swerve wants to end this thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a shame they didn't do much with the cinder blocks because that would have been fire. Well, what's Swerve thinking? Oh, he took out the goons. Spine on the spine on the pine. Spine buster him. Oh my God. Man, that has to hurt. Spine on the pine. Yeah, you can hear by the fans' reaction on what their reaction is. Oh my. Hook pushed in. Oh man, Hook is just really putting in. Looks like a little rat. He's like a rat. And he has that pipe in his hand. Headbutt. That has to be it. I know Samoa Joe is like enraged in the back. Oh man. Hangman punch Hook with that chain. Being Taz, yeah, he's a tough. Hey, listen. Hook can take on anything. I gotta give him props. He's a champ and can take on anything. And also with him being in the ring with two of the top AEW stars, that has to say a lot. That has to say a lot. It's going to be a very interesting road to Revolution regarding the AEW title, because why do I feel like it's going to be a 5-way match? Buckshot Larry. That has to be it. They don't want to be done. They do not want to be done. They do not want to be done. That has to be it. Tell about right there. That's the same move he did with Jon Moxley at All In, Texas. But your winners of this match is Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. And it's hard to believe it's 10-18. And you kind of knew they were going to go. I mean, we knew we were going to go with an overrun, but since this is the first Dynamite of 2026, I'll give them a pass since this is the first one. But like I said, we do have some matches. We have El Colon, the evil clone, taking on Commander. We do have Mark Briscoe for the TNT Championship taking on Hechicero. And then we're also going to hear from the AEW Women's Champion Chris Statlander, the AEW Women's Champions, the Babes of Rap. Also, we know, and it's been official next week, Maximum Carnage. Darby Allin will finally get retribution against Pac at Maximum Carnage. And we're also going to see Kenny Omega make his return. Oh my, didn't mean to do that, but that pretty much wraps up AEW Dynamite. And I will say it was a good, solid episode from start to finish, we've seen a lot of laughs, a lot of hurdles, a lot of celebration, a lot of action, but there is a lot of story to tell. And it's going to be very interesting how this is going to play out because obviously, of course, we have Maximum Carnage next week, but also we have Revolution in 2 months. So it's going to be very interesting on how this is going to play out. It's going to be very interesting. Probably ripping hair he got. I know he's bald, but maybe he has some hair or something. But I will say it was a very solid episode of Dynamite. It's going to be a lot of interesting. We do have some stories that we got to tell. Very intrigued on what's going to happen. Especially with Jon Moxley being Continental Classic Champion. Who's going to be the next person to step up to the plate? What's going to happen? Also with the rest of the Death Riders, because somewhat the conglomeration. I just hope after Saturday with Mark Briscoe, I just don't want him to see him fighting with the Don Callis family. I really don't want to see him fighting with the Don Callis family at all. So hopefully after this, Mark Briscoe and the rest of the conglomeration can focus on the Death Riders. And obviously they'll have Darby, because Darby wants to end it with the Death Riders once and for all. Exactly. It's really weird, but I have a feeling he may get kicked out. And also with the fact, too, we did see a lot of feuds between Roddy and Claudio because Claudio's the reigning CMLL World Heavyweight Champion. And it's a possibility Roddy may be the next person in line for that belt. So lots of stuff happening. We saw the Young Bucks making a return. I don't know what's going to happen, but lots of stuff happening between now and next week for Maximum Carnage. I'm very excited to see. I do want to thank everybody for joining. I would do a post show, but you guys got my reactions, what I need, and plus it was a very late overrun, but it's the first Dynamite 2026, so I'll give him a pass on that. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a matter of time when he's going to get kicked out, but very curious on where he's going to go with the Continental Championship. But thank you guys for joining with me on this special edition of Timeless Elite Wednesday. It has been so fun to be with all of you. Solid episode all around, and do want to give a shout out to everybody that's been in the chat, like Jeff Mitterling, Jeffrey, Eddie Foster, Frederick Coe. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. I just don't want to miss anybody. Short King the Goat, thank you for stopping in, and everybody that's been part of the chat. Definitely want to give a shout out to everybody. And thank you guys for joining with me. Make sure to check out Honey Night SmackDown this Friday, where my sister Honey will be doing the details on that, and it'll be the second SmackDown of 2026. So who knows what's going to happen when they make a pit stop to Berlin, Germany this week. Just a further reminder regarding programming, Monday Night Raw will be on next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time because they will be overseas between now and leading up to the Royal Rumble in Saudi. And also WWT Live will be back next Monday. Me and the entire crew will be back. And oh boy, we have a lot of news to deliver since we were on winter vacation, but we're back, we're recharged, we're ready to go. Just want to make 2026 great with a lot of wrestling. So friendly reminder on that. Also friendly reminder, next Thursday, TNA will be on AMC next week. We already know it's going to be freaking Kazarian versus Mike Santana for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and also Genesis. It will be the second wrestling pay-per-view of 2026 because we already did Wrestle Kingdom this past weekend. So shout out to Tanahashi on his farewell. Thank you for everything that you've done and just paving the way for wrestlers today. So shout out to Tanahashi on a well-deserved farewell. But thank you to everybody for joining with me on Timeless Elite Wednesday. Fun pack. We have a lot of stuff to get to. And I believe tomorrow I think they'll be back tomorrow. My other siblings over at the Kayfabe podcast will be back tomorrow on their first episode of 2026. So you do not want to miss that. But definitely want to give a shout out to everybody. Make sure to support the Women's Wrestling Archive. Every support helps. $1, $2, $3, whatever. It'll go a long, long way, and want to keep the history of women's wrestling alive and well. Shout out to the entire team of Women's Wrestling Talk. We've all definitely done a lot of work and do want to give a shout out. But thank you again for joining with me on Timeless Elite Wednesday, because you know where to find me on socials. You know where to find me because I be chirping sporadically as I can. And thank you again for supporting Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.